I re-ranked the remaining 16 teams in the NCAA volleyball tournament, took their original seeding given by the committee, and then adjusted based on tournament play only. Starting at the top, no movement with Pitt, Nebraska, and Penn State. Pitt and Nebraska were pretty dominant through the first two rounds, 2 sweeps apiece. Listen to this number. The Huskers held their first 2 opponents to a 10 hitting percentage. Penn State dropped 1 set to North Carolina, but a stronger opponent. I moved up Stanford and Creighton a spot since they swept through the first 2 rounds. Stanford only above Creighton since they had to face a seeded opponent and hit an NCAA best 467 through the first 2 matches. Though Creighton really impressed me, absolutely handled Ole Miss in a straight sweep, beat them 25-7 in the 3rd set. Louisville drops to number 6 after a really highly contested matchup to UNI. That thing almost went the other way. Extra points before Louisville finally got 2 in a row to win the 5th set 22-20. Lots of UNI service errors, so Louisville naturally had to take a drop here. I'm not going to drop them further though, since they still held opponents to an 82 clip, battled back into it, and honestly I think that test is going to make them stronger moving forward. They had an unmatched will to win, and UNI was plenty talented. At 7, I moved Texas up since I was so unbelievably impressed by their performance, and they swept what everyone thought would be a really tough challenge in USC. I mean, I am not surprised that Maddie Skinner is back to postseason Maddie Skinner form, 23 kills, hitting 347 over USC. Then I have Wisconsin, who handled a tough matchup against Georgia Tech in 4 sets. Really so much talent on that roster. And following Wisconsin, I have Kentucky and Purdue. So impressed by the Wildcats and how they are peaking at the right time in December. Solid win over a strong Minnesota team. Purdue did not have to face a seeded opponent either because of upsets, but handled both rounds as Eva Hudson went off. Now for some new teams, Missouri and Texas A&M entered the top 16 as the Tigers looked like the full package against SMU. Tough serving and then ballers at pretty much every position. Texas A&M, highlighted by Logan Lednicki and Ifena Kasakpala, they had such an efficient offensive outing against a gritty ASU defense. Both Missouri and Texas A&M pulled off their upsets in 4 sets, didn't even need 5. Really strong performances. Then I have Oregon making a 3-spot jump up from their original seeding. The Ducks took down TCU in 4 as Mimi Collier led with 19 kills, hitting over 330. And some more new teams in the top 16 seeding. Florida made it out alive of a 5-setter against Kansas. Kennedy Martin is just phenomenal. Her 30-kill performances are becoming no big deal for her. I think this Gators team is one to watch out for moving forward. Should be a fun battle with Stanford. And finally, I have Dayton and Marquette, both upset Baylor and Utah respectively in 5, so I slid them in as the final 2 teams. Lexi Almodovar has been unreal for the Flyers, and Aubrey Hamilton led Marquette with 20 kills in the upset. That's my top 16 re-rank. How would you rank the remaining 16 teams in the NCAA volleyball tournament?